Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, welcome to a new episode of Bliss Tell. I'm in a new room. I'm in the other room. Probably you can't tell. I had to move the monitor like this because there's a shoe rack behind me, and I didn't want that to be in there. I don't know. I think the light is a bit different in this room. I think I look really bad. It's like everything here looks so yellow. What is going on? Anyway, doesn't matter. Welcome to, is it episode 13 already? Okay, I'm going to try and keep this short, but this morning when I woke up, I said to my wife, I made a decision. I decided to no longer wear hoodies on Bliss Tell, so wearing a shirt today, especially for you. So, here we go. So this is Thursday morning as I record this. It's only 8:30, so pretty early. And of course I should be writing, but I'm not, because I'm going a little bit crazy waiting for Seasons of Love to come on Amazon. I had hoped it would have been on by now, but you know, if you work with a distributor, you never know. I mean, that's why I sent it on Monday. Should be on. By the time this goes live, it will be on. If it's not, I will have gone. This head will have exploded. So that's why, I usually, I know in the morning, like I have a pretty strict routine when I'm in first draft mode, and I am in first draft mode now, I am writing my new book, Far From the World We Know. And, you know, I wake up between 5 and 5:30 without an alarm clock. I do this just, you know, it's my internal clock. Wake up and take a shower and just start. And if I don't get a good amount of words in before 8 a.m., then I know I'm screwed. And this morning I woke up and it was 20 past 6. I couldn't believe it because I don't set an alarm clock. But I woke up too late, and then, you know, started faffing about and going on the internet, and I knew it wasn't going to happen. So I said, fuck it, no worries, I can do it. I can finish it, well, maybe not on time, but, you know, I always have a little bit... I set myself crazy schedules to, you know, to put some pressure on myself. But I always have a little bit of leeway, because I don't know if I've ever actually made one of my crazy deadlines. So my crazy... deadline or goal this week was to write 30,000 words, and well, if I'm not writing today, if one day I'm not writing, then I can't make 30,000 words. It's too much. It's too many words. So this book won't be finished on Saturday like I had planned, but I can finish it on Monday. It's fine. Sorry. So so what was I saying? Oh God, maybe it's too early for this. You know, I usually don't do this early in the morning, and maybe that's why I look so bad. But you know, 8:30 is not that early for me, because you know I like to get up early, get a good early start at the day, and write until 11:30, 12. That's when, you know, I feel that it's been, you know, it's been enough. So I've been logging a lot of words, you know, averaging about 5,000 a day, only writing in the morning. So, because the morning, I think I've said this before, but morning really is my best time. I'm a little bit distracted because in the other room where I used to work and record this, you know, it was just like, it was the back of the house, but this is the front, and I'm looking out over, like, there's a road. Well, it's not a road with cars, because no cars in our village, but it's like, you know, bicycles and people going past. It's very distracting. That's why I always keep the blinds down when I'm writing. It's usually still dark when I get up anyway, but I've pulled them up now for some light, and oh God, I see all my neighbors going past. Sorry. Okay, what else was I going to say? I've been trying to crack writing 2,000 words an hour this week. I haven't succeeded yet, but I've come very close, and I think, yeah, just going to require a little bit more discipline maybe, and focus. You know, it's all about focus. And we know what the enemy of focus is. It's the internet. Sorry, you probably didn't hear that, but my tummy was growling because I haven't had my breakfast yet. Okay, speed this up so I can have my breakfast. Let's start with the highlights of the week, which I've basically already talked about. I wrote a lot of words for Far From the World We Know. I'm 15,000 words from the end, so 3 writing days, and yeah, it's going quite well. And I'll talk much more about this book later, you know, because now it's all about Seasons of Love, right? Which I've sent to the distributor on Monday, and when is it going to be on Amazon? Well, when you see this, it will be on, but waiting for it, it's such agony. So this book will be on other retailers as well. It's already on Kobo, because we put it on ourselves. We didn't go through the distributor. We uploaded it directly, and it was on the day after. Oh God, to be able to do that. It will be on Barnes and Noble, on Apple, and we'll be selling it from our own website as well. Where I don't think I've put it on yet. So yeah, you can get it from everywhere. And of course, I have set up everything for the giveaway I'm doing for the launch of Seasons of Love. I might as well tell you now, because by the time you see this, you might already know. So I'm giving away all four high-rise novellas and a very exclusive preview of season 3 of French Kissing. I had to get that ready this week, so I had to set all of that up, and you know, this giveaway is only for people who buy the book before 20th of January, so hurry, buy it. I do this because, you know, it's so important to get a boost in the ranking, to make people, you know, if they're gonna buy it anyway, to entice them to buy it, you know, more quickly. So we'll see how that goes. You know, I'm a little nervous because Seasons of Love is not in KDP Select, and I mean, I've seen with Release the Stars what KDP Select does for ranking. I mean, so you know, I think Seasons of Love it's gonna need a bit of a boost. I've already said that I don't expect it to go to number 1. It would be nice if it did, but you know, realistically, there are so many books in Kindle Unlimited now, and it gives the book a sort of artificial ranking, because it counts every time someone who's in the Kindle Unlimited program, every time someone downloads it. You know, they don't even have to read it; they just have to download it to their Kindle, and it counts as a sale towards the ranking. So you know, don't get paid for that. You know, you only get paid when people actually read the book per page. So, but you know, we decided that it's maybe time to build an audience on other platforms as well, and Seasons of Love seemed like a good book to try that with. So we'll see how it goes. You know, I'll let you know. So that's what I've been doing this week, mainly writing and stressing over Seasons of Love. And what's coming up next? Next week I'm not writing. Well, I probably will on Monday to finish Far From the World We Know. But I'll be working on French Kissing. You know, the release date is in February, and it's with my wife now. She's been working on the second draft, and it's so funny because, you know, I mean, I write here, but then in the afternoon I go to our Lady Lit office, which is like over there. You don't know what is there, but that's where our office is. It's close to the ferry pier. It's in a little town here, and she tells me, oh yeah, I was reading about you know, like Juliette and Nadia, you know, that scene. I said, what? And then I realized I do not remember a thing of what I wrote in French Kissing, because I've been, you know, it's been a while, and I've been like so immersed in this new book, and I forget, you know, I forget all the drama I make up. And then she tells me, and I said, oh yeah, yeah, it's just, it's a bit. Yeah, I think that's just how the brain works, I guess. So next week will be my turn again with French Kissing. We'll be working on the third draft and then getting it ready for publication in February. Next week we will also be plotting my next novel, The Road to You, which we've already fantasy cast. Oh, I'm so excited. You know, like I did this week when on Facebook I said, you want to know who I fantasy cast for Alice in Seasons of Love, and you know, some people did. So I'm not going to tell you in advance for sure. You know, I'll keep that a secret, and I can tell you after if you want to know. But I can tell you it's a very sexy combination, and The Road to You is supposed to be, because Far From the World we know is. It's quite heavy, you know, it's more like in the vein of At the Water's Edge, you know, like pretty, you know, heavy topics to be discussed. But The Road to You is not going to be like that. Maybe it'll be a bit more like Release the Stars, but not really. I'll talk about that later. But we already know like the tone of the book, more romantic comedy-ish. And we already have like the main plot points, and we just need to like fine tune a lot. So that's what we'll be doing next week, so I can get started on that book the week after. But I do need to take a week off from writing because my brain is empty. So you know, there is not a limitless supply of drama in my brain, so I need to refresh. That's what I'm gonna do next week. Well, reading French Kissing again should help with that. So, and then we also need to start on edits from top to bottom. And if any authors who have a story in that anthology are watching, I'm sorry, I know I'm late. I reshuffled my schedule a little bit. I know the book I said it was going to be out in like January at first, but it's only going to be out in March, so we've pushed that back a little. So you will get your contract soon. Like this week or next week, and then we're starting on edits. And I mean, my wife will be helping me with this. She helps me with everything. I don't know what I'd do without her. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing next week. So Miscellaneous. Well, last week I jubilantly announced that we have Netflix now, and I love Netflix, but I've been falling asleep at 9 p.m. like almost every day, because I've been wanting to watch House of Cards again. I try, I just fall asleep because I've been waking up so early, and writing first draft is always, it's much more exhausting than doing third draft, for instance. Coming up with all this new shit, it takes a toll on the brain. And plus I wake up early because I'm a morning person. But usually I don't fall asleep at 9. I can stretch it until 10, but this week I haven't been able to. Just so tired, But I have watched the show Master of None with Aziz Ansari, I think. Oh, so funny! It's so funny. And then the thing with Netflix is that you start a show and then you start an episode and then it starts playing the next one like automatically, and then you just keep on watching it. I watched that over the weekend. Really enjoyed it, and it has a lesbian character, Denise. She's our new lesbian hero here. Oh, she should get her own show. Please, Netflix, do a spin-off of Master of None and let Denise be the main character. It would be so much fun. She's cool. Denise is cool. So, yeah. As far as what I've been reading the Jonathan Franzen, the last Jonathan Franzen, Purity. It's really good, So I haven't been reading genre fiction, but I talked about that last week, right? So, voila. And then we have some questions. We have many questions from Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. So, I'm gonna read Wendy's question here from my thing. It says, when you write a novel, do you just write it as it is in your head and then send it to your editor, or do you write it out with changes you have made before sending to the editor? Well, yeah, I think I've touched on this a little bit already, but before I send anything to an editor, there are three drafts, right? First draft, like what I'm doing now with Far From the World We Know, just like write it as quickly as possible. Well, of course, we have story meeting beforehand, and plot out, at least know what's going to go in every chapter. So I have an outline. Didn't used to have that though, but I have that now because it allows me to work much faster. So first draft is me getting it out like in 2 to 3 weeks. Just write as quickly as possible, to eliminate like the inner critic. The faster you write, the less your inner critic nags you. Which is, what I've read a lot about this, and actually I find that this to be true. So then after the first draft, it goes to my wife, who does second draft now, because when I first draft, I leave like loads of notes, like, like in this book, Far From the World We Know, which is set in Texas, where I've never been, and then I leave this in between brackets. I leave, do people in Texas do this? And then Caroline needs to reply to this, and she needs to make it work. She has a tough job, I tell you that. So she cleans it up, because obviously there are quite a few spelling mistakes. Well, me typing with my 2 fingers like that, I do, before I send it to her, I do, like, I go over everything I've written at least once, and then she gets it. So to eliminate, like, the worst spelling mistakes, but there are still quite a few, and grammar and all of that. So she cleans it up a bit. Then it comes back to me, and, she usually would suggest some changes and maybe add a scene or like clarify some things, and, just make it better. And then I do that, and I go over everything again, and then by then I've had a little bit of distance from what I wrote in the first draft, and then I can return to it with a bit of a clear head, because usually before that I would have already been writing something else. So just get my head out of that manuscript, and then look at it with fresh eyes. And then it goes to the editor after my third draft, and then the editor works on it, suggests changes, like this is a complete outsider perspective, because of course Caroline is always very involved with a book, right? Because we come up with it together. So and then come back to me, and then I have to go through the harrowing experience of track changes and criticism on what I wrote, and like gentle suggestions that maybe doing it like this would be better, things like that. So then it comes back, and then there's a proofread, and I hope that answers your question, Wendy. If it doesn't, hit me up again. So there are a few more questions. So what are the guidelines for novels as to full-scale book? Do you get a say in the end publishing price? Being an author, how often do you receive an income from what you publish? Well, this is an interesting question, because I thought it was, pretty widely known that, I'm an indie publisher, and yes, Ladylit publishes my books, but Ladylit is owned by me and my wife, so, we self-publish. We don't go through anyone else. So we have a say in everything, and we get paid every month. Thank goodness for that. So we decide everything ourselves. So Ladylit is us. I am Harper Bliss. Ladylit is Harper Bliss plus wife, plus like freelancers we hire. But and as for novel guidelines, I usually my novels are around 60,000 words. Like French Kissing is a little bit longer, like around 80,000 per season. But for me now, it's a good length. I know I may do longer ones down the line. I don't know. It's always a process. But we have a say in everything, because we are the boss. So, what research do you do for your books? Well, I don't do a lot of research. Caroline is more. I make it sound like she does everything. She doesn't do everything, you know. I do a lot of work as well. I'm doing this. I type with 2 fingers. So I'm not much. I'm not someone who enjoys doing a lot of research, but you know, I leave a lot of notes in my first draft, and then, you know, Caroline does some research, and in third draft, I mean, I usually do some research if, you know, issues have come up. But, you know, my books, they're very character driven, so, you know, it's not like, you know, I have like these plots that require a lot of you know, background information. You know, it's just people, you know, like you and me, who you know, are a little bit broken or overly dramatic, and, you know, trying to be happy and fall in love. So I always go from that, and I mean, I don't need to research that, but, you know, like I do need some information on location, for instance. You know, that's why I've been leaving all these notes to Caroline. Do people in Texas do this? Anyone from Texas, by the way, watching this, get in touch, email me. I have some questions for you. So, and the last question is, what form of yoga do you and Caroline follow? Well, my practice is lying flat on the couch and watching Netflix. I don't practice yoga. I just did it one time over New Year, and I did it a while back, but I don't have a gym membership anymore. And there is a small yoga studio here on the island, which I may try out someday. I don't know. But Caroline, she practices yoga. I think she's doing yoga right now, actually, but not with the hot teacher. And she does hatha and vinyasa, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, honey. So there you go. Those were the questions. Oh, I'm at 22 minutes again. Ugh, I try to keep it short, but it doesn't happen. Anyway. Have a great weekend. Enjoy Seasons of Love, which will be on by the time you see this. If not, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to start drinking again. Haven't started drinking yet. Send me questions, and thank you very much for watching, and peace out.